Luke's Bar is the hot location for Sunday the 8th of January. We're going to take a quick look at some of the best cards in this location and then some of the best decks as well. When you play a card here, return it to your hand. If this video is helpful, please give it a like. Luke Cage up first. Obviously, Luke's Bar, Luke's Cage. What's the synergy here, you're wondering? Absolutely none. That's a shame, isn't it? Alright, but seriously though, moving on. We have Storm. Storm's always an option with these locations, and Luke's Bar, because cards are coming out of it, Storm is going to be very, very, very good. The Hood is one of the best cards into Luke's Bar. Any card which is cheap and has a non-reveal ability is generally quite good. There's going to be quite a few like this. So you can play the Hood into Luke's Bar, and then you get a demon in your hand, and you can do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and keep getting more demons, which can be very, very nice indeed. I wanted to give Moon Girl a mention for a bit of synergy. A lot of you guys won't know. If you play Moon Girl and you fill your hand up, so if you have 4 cards or more in your hand when you play Moon Girl, so you have 5 cards in hand, play Moon Girl, you have 4 cards in hand, your hand's going to be full at 7 cards, which means Moon Girl cannot be returned to your hand. Worth knowing. Probably not the best strategy for this particular location while it's hot. Definitely a good strategy to win Luke's Bar in a normal situation, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Any card which moves is obviously going to be a great tool. Nightcrawler, Vision, Iron Fist, all these kinds of things are going to be great. Omega Red and any other card like Mr. Fantastic or Claw, which can put stats into it via an ongoing ability. Black Widow is pure filth in this location because you're giving your opponent a Widow's Bite every turn, meaning that they're just not going to be drawing cards. You're spending 2 energy to deny your opponent drawing a card. If you have Dark Hawk, this is going to get filthy. Dark Hawk looks insane. Silver Surfer, you can play Silver Surfer on turn 5 into Luke's Bar and then get another one for turn 6. ICEMAN, also Korg gets a mention in here. Again, just a cheap card with an on-reveal ability which you can play multiple times. Iceman particularly deadly, setting your opponent's cards up to 6 cost. Eventually, if you play it enough times, could be filthy. Jubilee, also Brood gets a mention. Just any card which is putting other cards into this location. Mr. Sinister, those kinds of things. Okay, let's look at the 4 decks. They're very similar to the decks that I put in my meta report video, but a lot of these are honestly just going to do very, very well. This is the Surfer Zabu deck, which I played today. This is actually going to be the video on my channel that's going up on Sunday. And it's very, very good. You've got Storm for it. You've got Brood, the Silver Surfer. You can't really go too wrong with this deck. You should just be able to win the Luke's Bar with either Storm or with the Brood and then buffing it up with Surfer. You can go Surfer Absorbing Man, and a lot of these cards, like the Absorbing Man, is going to cost you just 2, and you can copy a Silver Surfer. It could get pretty out of hand. Up next, we have the Big Boy deck, which is the deck I got to Infinite Rank this season. I went from 86 to 100 in 6 hours. Omega Red is going to be really, really saucy in this one. If you can secure the Omega Red lane, that's going to be great. Jubilee as well is going to be putting big stats into Luke's Bar. So just seems like a really, really good option. Also Spider-Man combo with Absorbing Man, meaning that you could just lock down the 2 locations which aren't Luke's Bar, meaning that your opponent can only play into Luke's Bar on the final turn. Next we have a Sandman deck, which gets a bit of a mention. I have tweaked this slightly since the meta report video. Maybe not the best, but I wanted to give it a mention because you have a Mr. Fantastic in here, as well as a Jubilee and a Captain Marvel. You can also Aero and Leader to get cards in there, as well as Magneto your opponent's away. So I do think that this is definitely a decent deck. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have the Dark Hawk deck. I don't have this card myself, so I've not been able to play it, but it's got Black Widow and Korg, which should just be unbelievable. You could probably cut Scorpion out on this one, maybe play a Mystique for another Dark Hawk, or just another 4-drop. Also, America Chavez could be a really good option instead of the Scorpion, perhaps. Is probably what I would go for in hindsight, just because then you're going to draw that Black Widow and that Zabu more frequently on curve. So yeah, there are the decks for Luke's Bar. These are the synergy cards, I can't speak. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.